I went ahead and got some longer bolts. So now I'm gonna pop those ditch lights on. Oops. Hey, look at that. They actually come through now. Those are 40 millimeter. I don't remember what the others were, probably closer to 25 or 30. She's got ditch lights now. And I get to do something that I have been wanting to do with these. Oh yeah. I have them on there, but I'm not quite sure how I want to point them yet. Pretty sure I'm just going to point them forward. So I'm going to play around with that a little bit. While I've got the battery disconnected, I'm going to go ahead and start on that steering wheel. I cannot stress this enough. Do not mess with an airbag while the battery's connected. You're going to have a bad time, okay? Most steering wheels, including this one, factory ones, will have like a little cap that pops off super easy, and you'll usually have either a 10 or a 12 in there. That's a 10. I'm gonna go ahead and break that loose, get that off of there. And of course there's going to be one on the other side as well. And generally speaking, once you get these off, that will release the airbag module. Again, always be extra careful. You know, I don't think these things, most of these things don't seem to have like a capacitor or something that stores any juice, but I step on the brake pedal a couple times or something to use juice, because it's a little sketchy. And just as I suspected, we now have that loose. Now that is my cruise control. I want to keep it, so that's going to have to get pulled off of here and zip tied on here somewhere. Now sometimes the nuts they use on these steering wheels come off pretty easy, but don't count on it at all. I mean, they are there to, you know, keep you from dying. So I strongly suggest breaker bar instead of just a ratchet. This particular one is a 19, which I think is very common on Japanese vehicles. So it's really not any different than, you know, just breaking a nut free on anything else. Wow, I don't think I needed the breaker bar. This one actually came off super easy. Wow. Okay, I'm kind of surprised there. That's almost scary. Now that you got this off, you got to get that off. You can have a steering wheel puller, but I have never used one in my life. I usually just kind of that worked, and I was able to beat the old steering wheel off. Just gonna put the bomb in the back here. See, it had a couple of these guys. You pry them off carefully. That's it. That should be for my cruise control, which I'll figure out later. I started working on this last night. That's gonna be the roof basket. This came in today. Cheap eBay steering wheel, but I am still very excited to see what it looks like, because I am not a snob when it comes to gear and parts and things like that. In fact, I'm usually really excited whether it's expensive or cheap, kind of more so when it's cheap. RASTP, High Performance Racing Parts. Never heard of it, but let's see what it looks like. I'm kind of surprised it came in a box at all, to be honest with you. I just thought it would be bubble wrapped or something. Obviously, you know, it's a no-name eBay brand. I don't even remember what I paid for it. It wasn't much, 25, 30 bucks. I wanted to go with something that had the look of something kind of classic, old school muscle car or something look. I didn't want to go with a tuner wheel. Look at that. It even comes with a little pamphlet telling you how to do it. Cool. Well, I've done steering wheels before, so that's what we got right there. Look at that thing. I like it. Let's see. A lot of these don't feel very solid. I'll tell you what though. Yeah, this one's steel. This is not like cheap aluminum. It's cheap steel, but it's steel. Cool. I like that. Now we have this adapter, this hub adapter that eBay says will fit Let's find out. Another day. Still hot. Quite a bit hotter, actually. It's Louisiana, and it is July. Whew. I just finished cutting the grass because it really needed to be done. And I don't have riding lawnmower money. I have a push mower. It's self-propelled, thank God. So that's why I'm starting this video pre-sweaty. Imagine if they had designed car steering controls differently. Left, right. And then like maybe, I don't know, pull back to stop. That'd have been fucking weird. Spring assembly is getting in the way. I can't get down onto the spline. So this is all gonna have to come apart. So for those of you who don't know, this is a clock spring assembly. Essentially, this is the thing that allows your signals to know that you've turned and turned themselves off. So once I remove this, I'll have to cancel the signals myself. But that's not really a big deal. I went to truck driving school, and you might not know this, but big rigs don't self-cancel. So you kind of get in the habit of turning them off and on yourself. So it'll be fine. Without fail, my entire adult life, every time I've had the steering wheel out of a car, I go to get in to the car and grab the wheel and almost fall in. And then when I go to get out, I try to push on it and almost the exact same thing. So right now, I've got the new hub on. I'm trying to decide to do with the wiring. So this goes to my cruise control, and I really don't want to mess with all that. This is for the airbag, so that is just going to get cut off right there, leaving me with this, which I'm going to zip tie under there for now till I decide to run the cruise control. And now we've got the filter box out. That opens up some room in here, which by the time we're done taking everything else out of here we don't need, we're going to have a lot more room to work. I'm not throwing this away. Things like this are kind of handy to keep. Look how dirty this filter is, actually rusted. Okay, so I kind of thought I may end up figuring out something to mount this to that hood for a scoop. I don't know, not really decided yet. So I had started attaching this thing a couple of days ago. I just kind of wanted to get it on there to begin with, but now I'm going to finish it up today. Went and got some more washers because I didn't buy enough washers, and I also went and got some sealant so this thing doesn't leak when it rains. Just to show you what it looks like now, that's my 2 bolts in there. How you like that? Today is Altima-Geddon's very first car meet. I like bringing this kind of thing to a car meet because I've got a rat rod. It's just in the middle of all these really shiny, fancy ass cars. Let's go take a look at them though. We got some nice stuff over here. Got everybody else out here drying their cars off because it rained. I guess mine will be okay.